G'day everyone. I recorded this video earlier but realised when I swapped to the other screen I didn't have the audio up. Duh. Alright, so I'm not going to make this super long, but this is about independent film set pay rates. So as you know, most of us here, we just make low budget or no budget films. But our aim is still to pay everyone, so which is a hard thing to do because, you know, when you don't have the funds, it's almost impossible. But what I have brought up is the rates for the union, as you can see here. So what this does is this, well, that's really loud, gives us an idea of exactly how you get paid. So this is based on a 40 to 50 hour week, as you can see. Then you have your time and a half, but it's based on 5 consecutive days. So depending on if you're filming 6 days, then obviously you got more. Now keep in mind, again, these are union rates, so these are if you're on probably a Screen West shoot or something like that. These don't really apply excuse me, to independent sets unless you're lucky enough to have a decent budget and you want to go by these. Anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about this because you can all see that there's all different allowances for breakfast. There is one for fuel. Their ones say here 20 kilometres, but some production companies, if you are driving 100 k's or more to set, then you'll get a certain amount per kilometre. But again, that's if the budget allows for that. So we'll get past all this. We'll get down to the nuts and bolts. Now, what happens here is a lot of this gets compared to the US. Okay. So I'm going to link a video, or actually 2 videos. One's a YouTube video from Amber from Beyond Film School. She did one this morning about because she's a PA, being a PA on set and how much PAs are getting paid in the US. I think she said some of the rates are $15 to $16 an hour. I think she said there's one state that's paying like 13. And Jason Horton, I'm going to link his Facebook video because he does a production schedule layout because the new film he's doing, I think the budget's about 60 grand, so he works out how much everyone's getting paid per day, things like that. So if we go by this, I'll just make it a little bit bigger so you can see it all. There we go. Alright, so these are, we have our 10 levels, and I'm just basing it on a 40-hour week. I'm not going to worry about the 50 yet because most of the time we do a 10-hour day anyway, so you would be going over 40. So level 1 basically works out to your 904 a week. Right, so you divide that by the 40, so you're getting $22.60 an hour, which if you convert to US dollars is around $15-16 an hour anyway. So these are almost on par with what they're getting, except I don't know, I'd have to rewatch the video or speak to Amber because I don't know if they have these tiers there. But then as you go down, you know, you got your second, level 3. It all just goes up. Your armour is on level 4, so your armour should be getting $1,092 a week based on 40 hours. Then you go down. We don't worry about a lot of this stuff. We don't have tutors or chaperones or enrolled nurses or anything like that. So a lot of this stuff you don't have to worry about. Your makeup artist comes in at level 5. All right, so that means that your makeup artist should be getting around, I think it works out $29 an hour or something like that, roughly. So close to $30 an hour. Producers aren't on this list. The reason is because most of the time with independent films, your producer gets between 2 to 5% of the budget. So if you have a $2 million budget, it can be anywhere between $40,000 to $100,000. Also depends on your experience level. So yeah, that's why the producers aren't on this list. What else have we got here? So you got your stills photographer as well. So they're on level 6, so again they should be about $12.50 a week. But this is depending on if they're on set every day. Again, it'll change for actors because most of your crew is on set every day. Actors come and go. So you know, if you've got a day rate that you've set out for actors, then obviously if you're shooting like we are aiming to do over weekends, so say if we have 6 weekends, you might have actors that are only needed for 2 weekends or 2 days out of a weekend. And then that's it. So they're only going to get 2 days' pay. So it's not like you have to keep paying them all the time like you do with crew. So you'll be able to save a bit of budget that way. Then as we come down, you've got, as you get down further, like level 6, stills photography, we said that, level continuity, level 7 is your first AD, sound recordist, then level 8 is your DOP, then level 10 is the one you worry about, unless you're doing a series, level 9 is your series or serial, and level 10 is your feature, and I'm assuming that's short films. So on level 10, your director is on $16.50 for a week roughly. So I'm just going to do a quick calculation. 40. So they're on about $41.30 an hour for a 40-hour week. If you were to go the 50-hour week, which is usually what it would be because we go over most of the time, they're only on about $46 an hour. So that's basically how that works. Just going to flip back to the other screen. So yeah, guys, that gives you a basic rundown of how it works. The problem that you have is sometimes on our sets, you know, if you're asking crew, so look, we'll be, I don't know, 5 weekends. They're like, okay, it's going to cost you $300 a day. Well, if you take into account the union hourly rate, say for a makeup artist, if it's $29 an hour, even for a 10-hour day, it's only $290 a day. You know what I mean? So if they're saying we're $350 a day, you can negotiate that a little bit and try and get it close. So some people work on hourly rates, some work on day rates. Day rates a little bit easier, can be, but usually if you work it out, lead actors maybe between 150 to 200 a day if you have the budget. Supporting cast between 1 to 150, and extras, if they've got speaking roles, are usually around maybe $50 a day. It just depends on their involvement and that type of thing. But again, like I said, you might have your lead actors there for, say, 4 out of the 6 weekends. So that'll save a bit, but most of your crew will always be there. So that's just something to keep in mind. And one other little thing I will say is, you know, when you put out casting calls, and most of the time we get responses, is it paid? Well, you have to realise here, unless it states paid on it, then no, it's not, and we don't have the budgets most of the time to do it. So if you're only looking for paid work, then probably just apply for bigger productions. Don't apply for any of our independent ones unless they say budget and we can pay you this much. Or look on Star Now, because even student films, if you're going to do a student film, most of the time not going to get paid. You get your IMDb credit and that type of thing. The other thing is also, if you are asking to get paid, show your body of work. If you've done half a dozen films, but you don't have any to show, or you got 4 out of the 6 of them in film festivals, then asking to get paid on something that on a body of work that no one can see, to see your experience if you're applying for the lead role, isn't really going to help you much. So unless you've got a show reel, or I'm not a big fan of show reels because it only shows bits and pieces. Unless you've got some films that you think are pretty good that you can send to people, or send to producers or casting directors or whoever to have a look, then I'd probably not be asking to get paid all the time, because you need to have something to show. So my aim is to pay everyone for this new film. We will be running a crowdfunder, see how we go. But it definitely won't be at union rates, because it's not a union set and we won't have that sort of a budget. So that's it for now, everyone. Thanks, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.